Have you ever looked at certain organizations and just wondered, how do they seem to run so smoothly? Delivering great value, apparently without all the usual chaos and waste. Well, today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that. We're exploring operational excellence, or OpEx as it's often called. And look, it's really more than just some corporate buzzword. It's a deep, integrated way of making things work better, smarter, more sustainably. Our guide for this exploration is a pretty detailed consultancy report. It's packed with insights, practical models. It's basically our roadmap for today. So our mission is pretty clear. We want to unpack what operational excellence really is. We'll look at its core parts, see how these ideas actually, work in the real world, and also understand why getting a handle on OpEx is becoming so vital right now in today's complex environment.
Absolutely. And I think by the end of our chat, you'll have a really clear, structured way of thinking about how organizations, and maybe even how individuals, can reach peak efficiency and achieve that consistent quality, that sustainable growth. We're aiming to cut through the jargon, really get to the heart of what drives lasting performance.
Okay, let's dive right in then. What exactly is operational excellence when we boil it down?
The definition we're using today, it's interesting. It frames it not just as a set of methods, but as a culture of always consistently striving to improve processes, eliminate waste, boost quality, and deliver the maximum possible value to customers. It seems to weave together management philosophy, proven tools, and that crucial continuous improvement mindset.
Yeah, a simpler way to think about it might be running your whole operations so efficiently, so reliably, and so effectively that your customers get the absolute best value, probably at the lowest reasonable cost, and crucially, with the minimum amount of waste involved. Right. And what I found really insightful is how this report breaks OpEx down into three core ideas. They really stick with you. First, doing the right things. That's about strategy alignment, making sure you're focused correctly. Second, doing them right the first time. That speaks to really optimizing your processes, doesn't it? Getting it right from the start.
Exactly. Precision.
And third, maybe the most important, doing them better every time. That's the continuous improvement piece, the constant evolution. So it's moving beyond just, ticking boxes. It's a dynamic, strategic, ongoing cycle of getting better. It really changes the game from task completion to process mastery.
Precisely. It's a fundamental shift in perspective.
Okay, now this is where, for me, it gets really fascinating. Operational excellence isn't just one single idea. It's actually built on these really powerful, well-established improvement frameworks. The report highlights four main pillars that kind of hold up the whole OpEx structure.
That's right. Think of them as the core toolkits. First up, you've got lean manufacturing. Its main focus, its obsession really, is stripping out anything that doesn't add value, what we call waste, and just streamlining how work flows. Key principles: identifying value, mapping the value stream, which, by the way, often reveals surprising bottlenecks, even in well-run places, then creating flow, using pull systems instead of push, and that constant improvement engine, Kaizen, the payoff. Faster delivery, lower inventory costs, happier customers. Pretty compelling.
Definitely compelling. Okay, what's next?
Next is Six Sigma. Now, this one's all about tackling variation and defects. It uses a really rigorous, data-heavy approach to get processes near perfect. It's same as for the DMAIC cycle. Define, measure, analyze, improve, control. You define the problem, measure how bad it is, analyze why it's happening, improve it, then control it so it stays fixed. The big benefit is obviously higher quality, more reliable processes, but it often demands a big cultural shift towards trusting the data, making decisions based on evidence. That can be a hurdle sometimes.
Data-driven decisions.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, pillar three.
Pillar 3 is TPM, Total Productive Maintenance. This zooms in on machinery and equipment. It's about maximizing how efficiently your equipment runs, but also, and this is key, empowering the actual operators, the employees, to proactively maintain their own machines. It's not just waiting for things to break. The benefits are tangible. Less downtime, machines last longer, and usually creates a safer, more reliable workplace too.
Empowering employees. I like that. And the final one.
Finally, we have WCM, World-Class Manufacturing. You would think of WCM as kind of an overarching, holistic model. It cleverly integrates the best parts of lean, TPM, quality management, even safety into one big framework. Because it's broader, its benefits are too. Things like being more competitive globally, tackling cost, quality, and delivery together, not in isolation, and achieving really high levels of workforce engagement, getting everyone pulling in the same direction.
It's really interesting how you describe them. They sound distinct, but you can also see how they'd work together, right?
Absolutely. That's the key point. They're not meant to be used in isolation. Think about it. Lean makes you faster and more efficient. Six Sigma makes you more precise and reduces errors. TPM keeps your foundation solid. WCM integrates it all.
Right, like lean clears the path, Six Sigma ensures you're walking it perfectly, and TPM makes sure your shoes don't fall apart.
Ah, that's a good analogy. Yes, exactly. Their combined power is much greater than the sum of their parts. It creates a really robust, comprehensive OpEx strategy.
So, okay, we have these powerful concepts, these frameworks. How does a company actually do this? How do they put it into practice? The report gives a concrete example. This Ecoverix operational excellence model, it seems to lay out a practical path.
It does. It shows a clear, phased journey. It starts, logically, with assessment and diagnosis. This means really digging into where the company stands right now. Gap analysis against Lean, Six Sigma, TPM, WCM standards, collecting hard data through audits, looking at KPIs. Often, this first step alone shines a light on inefficiencies people didn't even know were there.
Uncovering the hidden problems.
Precisely. Then, based on that diagnosis, they develop a customized roadmap. This isn't one size fits all. It carefully prioritizes. You look for quick wins to build some momentum and enthusiasm, but also map out the bigger long-term transformation projects.
Okay, assessment, then roadmap. What follows?
Next comes capability building. You can't just hand people tools. You need to teach them how to use them effectively. So intensive training in Lean, Six Sigma, TPM, WCM tools, but also, crucially, leadership coaching. Change needs to be driven and supported from the top to really stick.
Leadership buy-in, always critical.
Absolutely. Then you move into implementation support. This often means hands-on help, maybe consultants on-site, guiding teams as they execute the projects on the roadmap, and making sure things align with other standards like ISO for quality or ESG for sustainability where that's relevant.
Right, making it all fit together. And the final step.
The final, and arguably most crucial step, is sustainability and continuous improvement. This is about making it last. Establishing that Kaizen culture we talked about, where improvement is just part of the daily routine. Ongoing monitoring of KPIs, maybe annual reviews of OpEx maturity to keep the focus sharp.
It really strikes me how structured that is. It's not just wishful thinking. It's a methodical process designed for real, tangible results. It breaks down what could feel like a huge change into manageable steps.
Exactly. It provides a clear path forward.
And this brings us to the payoff, right? What's genuinely exciting is seeing how these sometimes abstract-sounding ideas actually translate into measurable impact. The report is quite detailed on the benefits, which really highlights why this whole OpEx thing matters so much.
Absolutely. The benefits generally fall into about 5 main categories. First, and often the most immediate, is cost reduction. And this isn't just about random cuts. It comes strategically from eliminating that lean waste, reducing errors and rework thanks to Six Sigma, and getting more out of your assets with TPM. It often finds costs that were just hidden in inefficient processes.
Finding hidden costs. Okay, what else?
Second, big improvements in quality and compliance. This often leads to better alignment with standards like ISO, definitely boosts customer satisfaction, and strengthens compliance with regulations, which is obviously super important in fields like pharmaceuticals or complex manufacturing.
Quality and compliance, check. Number 3.
Third, you see significant productivity boost. Makes sense, right? Smoother processes, less downtime from TPM, smarter workflows driven by data. It all adds up to getting more done, often freeing up people for more value-added work, like innovation.
More capacity. Good. What about the people aspect?
That's number 4. Employee engagement. This is a really interesting one. When you genuinely involve teams in solving problems, maybe use gamified approaches to continuous improvement and invest in their skills through training, people feel more valued, more empowered. They shift from just doing tasks to actively improving the work. It can be transformative for morale.
Turning employees into problem solvers. I like that angle. And the last one.
And finally, there's a growing focus on sustainability and ESG impact. OpEx naturally helps here. Less waste means less resource consumption. Better energy efficiency from well-maintained equipment, TPM again. It builds a stronger corporate reputation through responsible operations. Good business and good for the planet, ideally.
So it's really comprehensive. Cost, quality, productivity, people, and sustainability. These aren't just small tweaks. They're measurable improvements right across the board.
Exactly. It impacts everything from the P&L to employee satisfaction to environmental footprint.
Okay, so theory and benefits sound great. But the big question is always, does it actually work? Like, in the real world? And the report gives a resounding yes with a pretty compelling case study.
It does. It focuses on a mid-sized pharmaceutical manufacturer. They were facing some serious challenges, things like high costs due to rework, really long times to switch production lines between products, and machines breaking down way too often. Classic operational headaches.
Sounds familiar for many manufacturers, I imagine. So what did they do?
They took a targeted approach using the OpEx toolkit. They implemented specific lean techniques to slash those changeover times. They used Six Sigma's analytical power to pinpoint the root causes of defects and rework. And they rolled out TPM principles, specifically autonomous maintenance, empowering operators to care for their own equipment.
Okay, the integrated approach we talked about and the results.
The results, and this was within just 12 months, were pretty staggering. They saw a 25% reduction in overall production costs. Equipment breakdowns dropped by 40%. That's huge. And their on-time delivery rate, a key customer metric, jumped from 85% to 96%.
Wow. 25% cost reduction, 40% fewer breakdowns, 96% on-time delivery. Those are not small numbers.
Not at all. Game-changing improvements.
So looking beyond just the numbers there, what do you think was the real key? What made it work so well? Was it just applying the tools?
Well, applying the tools correctly was essential, obviously, but I think the deeper reason for that scale of success was the integration and the cultural shift that went with it. Lean brought speed, Six Sigma brought precision, TPM brought reliability. They addressed the problem systemically, but crucially, there was strong leadership commitment, and they really managed to engage the workforce. Operators weren't just following new procedures, they were actively involved in making things better. That combination of the right tools, integration, leadership, and engagement, that's what unlocked those kinds of results. It became systemic.
Systemic change, not just superficial fixes. Makes sense.
And if we zoom out for a second, connect this to the bigger picture, it's clear that OpEx itself is evolving. The report touches on this too. With technologies like AI, the Internet of Things, digital twins becoming more mainstream, operational excellence is entering a new phase. The future seems to lie in blending these powerful digital tools seamlessly with the proven principles of Lean, Six Sigma, WCM. That integration is likely key for staying competitive.
So OpEx isn't static, it's adapting to the digital age, building on its foundation.
Precisely. It's about leveraging new tech to achieve those core goals even more effectively.
Which leads us back to a core message from this deep dive, something that really stood out. Operational excellence isn't a destination you just arrive at. It's not a one-off project. It's a continuous journey, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's an ongoing commitment.
Yeah, a commitment to always getting smarter, more efficient, more effective, constantly adapting, refining, like a living system always seeking improvement. So if we had to distill the biggest takeaway from exploring OpEx today, I'd say it's this. It's a continuous path towards greater efficiency, delivering more value, and making strategic improvements. It's built on solid frameworks like Lean and Six Sigma, but it's really powered by creating a culture where progress is just normal. And honestly, understanding these principles feels like a genuine shortcut to being really well informed about how successful organizations operate today.
Well said. And maybe final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. Think about those core principles. Doing the right things, doing them right the first time, and doing them better every time. How might those apply beyond a huge company? Maybe to your team, a personal project you're working on, perhaps even just your own daily habits and routines, especially as we're all navigating this increasingly complex data-filled world. Where could that mindset make a difference for you?
That's a great question to ponder. Food for thought indeed. We hope you found it insightful, and maybe you'll think about where these powerful ideas could apply in your own world.